Star Wars Celebration gave us our first look at the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order titled Jedi Survivor, and with it came a whole lot of questions, and it gave me a small piece of information that lines up perfectly with a theory that I've slowly latched onto, which is that Disney is moving towards a recreation of the very well-known and beloved legend story, Heir to the Empire, the Timothy Zahn trilogy that placed our heroes up against a new foe, that of course being Grand Admiral Thrawn. And with some of the new content that has already come out mixed with the new up-and-coming projects, I think I have enough to solidify my idea. Starting with the biggest key component, Thrawn. While Thrawn's biggest appearances were originally in the books, the new Disney canon brought him to the screen in seasons 3 and 4 of Star Wars Rebels, giving us a bit of backstory to Thrawn's role in the Empire before he would eventually appear in the original Legends novels. Of course, the Rebels series as a whole was left on a bit of a cliffhanger since the last we saw of Thrawn, he was sent into hyperspace alongside Ezra Bridger, with Sabine and Ahsoka looking for both of them. We would later then get the announcement for the live-action Ahsoka series, in which we've recently learned that it will take place after Rebels and possibly follow her search for Ezra, seeing as we already know she's currently looking for Thrawn as mentioned in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. There was a lot more to add to make this theory work, including one main character which I will get to momentarily, as we may have already gotten a hint to it with the season finale of Star Wars The Bad Batch. At the end of the season, Kamino is destroyed and Nala Se is taken off-world to a new remote cloning facility on the planet of Wayland, this facility of course being Mount Tantus. Now, going back to Legends, Mount Tantus was used by Thrawn to start a secret cloning program, since the facility had been set up by Palpatine during the Clone Wars for that exact reason. Now, I've gone all this way, but I still haven't gotten to Jedi Survivor, but I think this could be the last piece of the puzzle. In the trailer, we see Cal getting ready to face off against a dark side user of some sort. This dark side user seems to be missing part of their right arm, which makes it easy to think that it's the same person we see inside this forgotten Bacta tank or cloning tank. Now, I don't think this is on Mount Tantus, because by this point it should still be running perfectly fine without the Rebels' knowledge of it. But from the Bad Batch, we already know that there are other abandoned cloning facilities in the galaxy, and The Mandalorian shows us that cloning is still very much happening after the fall of the Empire. But who is this character inside the tank? This is who I believe is the missing piece to the Heir to the Empire puzzle. What if this is the clone of Jedi Master Joruus C'baoth? I know it's hard to consider seeing as we never saw him in the new canon, and Timothy Zahn's outbound flight is now considered Legends, but this might be it. Or there's the potential for this to be someone else, because Mount Tantus and its storehouse were guarded by a dark Jedi referred to as the Guardian. Maybe this isn't the clone of Joruus, maybe it's the Guardian, which would still be good news because we are left to believe that the Guardian was killed by the clone of Joruus in the Thrawn trilogy. All of this put together makes sense to me, and if that wasn't enough, in Legends, the Thrawn trilogy takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, which is roughly where shows like The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka are taking place. So it would fit with the timeline perfectly. Now, I understand there is still some drawback on the whole deepfake situation, but this technology could still put our three heroes back into the mix to retell one of the best trilogies that Star Wars has to offer. As always though, this is just a theory and I don't know if any of this will happen or not, but let me know your thoughts down below. We already know we're going to see Thrawn, there's just no question about that, but will all of these pieces line up like I predict? I guess we'll have to wait and see, but until that happens, be sure to stick around and subscribe to keep up to date with all the new Star Wars news, and we hope to see you again very soon.